Right, this is day 122, multiplying and dividing decimals by powers of 10. Some key things we want to stamp with students today are that there are multiple strategies for solving these. However, both of them use a place value chart. So showing your work today means, again, using a place value chart. Make sure that you use a place value chart. Other things that we want to stamp for kids today is anytime we see something like this, 10 to the second power, 10 to the third power, the first thing that we want to do is write it in expanded form. So 10 to the second power means 10 times 10, which is 100. Another thing that we want to stamp for kids today is anytime we see something in word form first, again, we want to rewrite that in standard form. Okay, so the two strategies that we're going to use today, one would be the slide method and one would be the method where we multiply or divide by 100, like just like our normal decimal and whole number, like multiplication and division, right? So let's look at this first example. Oh, actually, while you are going over these two models, what students are going to be doing is describing the two strategies for multiplying powers of 10. Again, like this is what we want like the student task to be. They're copying down your exemplar here for strategy 1 and strategy 2, and then you give them like a minute to describe those two strategies before you share out, okay? So you are doing this model. It says simplify the expression 4 and 5/10 times 10 to the second. First, I have to know that I have 10 to the second means 10 times 10, which is 100. So this is the same as 4 and 5/10 times 100. All right, I'm going to make a place value chart. In my place value chart, I have hundreds, tens, ones, a decimal point, tenths, hundreds, thousandths. I'm writing in the first number that I have here, 4 and 5/10. And then I'm multiplying all of the digits by 100. So 4 ones times 100 gives me 4 hundreds. I'm sliding two place values. I'm sliding from ones into the hundreds place, right? And so I'm going to also slide my 5 two place values. And I can't just leave it as 45 with nothing like filling in the ones place. So I'm going to annex a 0 in the ones place. So 4 and 5/10 times 100 is 4,500, or 450. Okay. The other strategy would be using multiplication of decimals. So I'm going to rewrite 4 and 5/10 as a fraction over whatever place value the 5 is in. Here, the 5 is in the tens place. So this is the same as 45/10. 45/10. If you need to, your students can also draw a place value chart over here and write in 4 and 5. And so like we see here, 45/10. 45/10. Like another way of reading this number, 4 and 5/10, is the same as saying 45/10. Times 100 over 1, this gives me 4,500 divided by 10, right? Or 4,500 tenths. Then I'm going back here and I'm writing the 0 in the tens place, the last 0 from 4,500 in the tens place, and I'm like the other numbers are falling into their place. So this is the same as 450. Okay, so both ways I end up getting 450. Another thing that we want to flag for kids is like a super common mistake is that kids think they just need to add 2 zeros to the end of this number. Okay, like if you multiply by 100, if you multiply 5 by 100, you get 500. If you multiply 15 by 100, you get 1500. So they think that they just need to add 2 zeros to the end of this number. However, 4 and 500 thousandths is the same as 4 and 5/10. We can see that. We did that yesterday when we rewrote these. I can see that this has the exact same value as this. So I can't just annex 2 zeros behind the last digit because these 2 zeros don't change the value of this number. Okay, then give students some time to describe the two strategies for multiplying and dividing by powers of 10. Again, slide and like multiply as we would with decimals. And then the next example, you're doing the quotient. So this means divide of 960 and 1,000. We're going to go ahead and rewrite 960 divided by 1,000. We write it in standard form. We do the slide method here. So we're going to write in a place value chart 960. We're dividing by 1,000, so that means I'm sliding back 3 place values, right? Because 1,000 has 3 zeros, 3 place values. I had 900, I divided it by 1,000, so now that gives me 9/10. I had 0 ones, I divided by 1,000, so now I have 0 thousandths, right? And so like this number, 960 divided by 1,000, is the same as 0 and 96, or 960 thousandths, or 0 and 96 hundredths. Another strategy would be to write this as a division problem. 960 divided by 1,000. Here. Okay, when I divide 960 by 1,000, again, I'm using my place value chart. I'm writing the 0 in this digit into the thousands place, so I see that I have the same answer both ways.